We have held on together even when there were challenges. And then last week, we get the information that Mama has rested. We honestly didn't think she would rest so soon and in the manner in which she rested. But because before she was formed in her mother's womb, the grandmother who rested a couple of months ago, you knew her. You knew her by name. You must have set Mama Rosemary apart for something. And it is our persuasion that what you set her apart for has come to an end, and what needs to be done will be picked up by the children who have been left behind. We therefore ask that you, who is the God of all comfort and the Father of all compassion, that comfort will continue to be this family's portion, and we trust that we will find in you the ability and the help to accept this reality that Mama has preceded us into your presence. And we trust that one day, when we ourselves are rested in you, we shall be able to celebrate with her and many of our friends who have come to you before us. We therefore commit this memorial service to you and ask that through the words that will be spoken, you shall comfort us in a very special way. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen. Once again, the family of Mama Rosemary, our heartfelt condolences as we struggle to accept that the tears and trust that God will help us to go beyond this season of loss and pain. Let's stand up and do one song, and then we will tell you how we'll do the program. If we have two vocalists who can come and pick up the mics, we'll do Chako Tumaini Sina. Betty, you don't know how to sing. The look I got, I was wishing I didn't go that direction. Annette, should I risk to ask whether you are able to sing with us? Okay, Annette is deciding. Yeah. For our Muslim friends who have joined this one, Assalamu alaikum. And we trust that you also find comfort as you comfort this family. Chukua ile moja, test whether it is live. Inaonekana iko sawa. Excellent. Who else loves holding a microphone? And you have a joyful song. Sio ile wimbo ya kuimba kwa bathroom. Betty, it looks like you are promoting somebody here. Tukuachilie. Sawa, tujaribu na wewe dada. Cha kutumaini sina ila damu yake Yesu, sina wema wa kutosha dhambi zangu kuziosha. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Damu yake na sadaka nategemea daima, yote kisha Mwokozi atanitosha. Kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Njia yangu iwe ndefu, yeye akinipiga, nguvu zake ndizo nanga, kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, nikiitwa hukumuni, rohoni nina amani, nikivikwa haki yake, sina hofu mbele zake, kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, nikiitwa hukumuni, rohoni nina amani, nikivikwa haki yake, sina hofu mbele zake, kwake Yesu nasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. Anaweza, 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 kimbilio, 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 kwako Yesu twasimama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama, ndiye mwamba ni salama. You may be seated. Thank you for that support. Once again, on behalf of the family of our mom Rosemary, we welcome you to this brief memorial service. Mom rested up country, and she had very many friends here, including part of the family. And so the family requested, for the sake of many who are here, that we have a brief memorial service as they continue to prepare and plan for the burial which is scheduled for the 1st of February up country. How do we intend to run today's program? We'll do 2 Bible readings. We'll ask the family to nominate 2 people who will do John chapter 11, verse 17 to verse 27. There's somebody who will do Revelation chapter 14, verse 13. If there is an eulogy that is in the process of being prepared, or the story of Mama, we'll also ask the family to nominate somebody to do the story of Mom. It helps. The time we are given and go through is part of the healing process. So as much as we allow them to speak, that speaking is helpful. Before you walk in, we spent time with Betty at the back. And in the process of speaking with Betty, Betty tells me, Rev, Mom was prepared to go. We are the ones who did see it. And part of the therapy, so that we find comfort in knowing that God has taken Mom home. And so the family, if there is somebody who has been or will be nominated to take us through the story or the eulogy of Mom, we'll appreciate. And then after that, we'll have tribute. Tributes are various ones of you speaking about Mom, your experiences, your encounters with her. And then we'll get a season where we will do offerings. In Sita, we take an offering when we do a service, but we do not retain the offering that has been given, We then hand it over in its entirety to the family. It goes to help with them costs that are associated with the arrangements of, and therefore the family will also give us the paybill number. If it is cash, again the family will give us someone who will do the hard cash, who will hand it over to Annette or to Betty as part of our support to them. After, we will then do a brief sermonette, then we will have a session. Outside we have set up a table. I want to believe the condolence book finally arrived. Yes, outside after the service, there is a condolence book where you can go and speak of something. They might not read it now, but after the fast, through, and they are able to connect with what you said to them as you wrote or spoke about man. That is the brief memorial service that we shall do here. Do we have a visiting pastor here with us? A visiting pastor, you don't have to be from Satan. We want to acknowledge, recognize you, and at the same time do this service together. We don't have any. That's fine. So family, give us 2 people to do the Bible readings. John chapter 11, verse 17 to 27. Who is the first one who will go for it? Yes, you want to go for that? Yes, I comment. Married to Annette, he will take us through John chapter 7, John chapter 11, verse 17 to 27. John chapter 11, verse 17. Yes, to 27. Yes, before you do that, Annette, do you need some help with our friends? Yes, yes, yes. This is a good memorial service. We deal with the interactions and then continue on. Excellent. Are we good? Okay. My brother, John chapter 11. Now, because you are there, ukudo simama yako kama mchungaji, so that uache uoga ya kusimama. John chapter 11, verse 17 to 27. So when Jesus came, he found that he had already been in the tomb 4 days. Now Bethany was near to, and many of the Jews had joined the women, and Martha and Mary comforted concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him. But Mary was sitting in the house. Now Martha said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been there, my brother would have not died. But even now, I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is to come into the world. Thank you. Who is the second one for Revelation chapter 14, verse 17? Revelation chapter 14, 1 verse 13. The family has seen the Spirit. She come and read. Thank you for the Jesus. Revelation 14, verse 13.
Revelation 14, 13 says, Then I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, Write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit. But they will rest from their labors and their works following.
Yes.
blessed are those who die from the Lord from now on. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tributes. That is exactly what a friend has to read. Revelation 14, verse 13. Who are related to the tributes? Yes, that you must attribute to what I but you. This is what the problem can see. Who else wants to do a tribute? Yes, I'm not. Who else wants to do a tribute? I don't know the moment. This is your moment. You want to say something? No. Yes. You can also be. Please don't ask. Exactly. Who else? Like you are tribute and a tribute. And where was that who stay? My sister. You are tribute to this sister. See my blessings in the life. Yes, there's still space for this. If there are some more, we'll clear with these ones. The reason is the more we talk about money, the more the healing costs. That's why we allow for tributes to happen. My brother looks like he's going to be considered for the tributes later. Don't worry about the things you can analyze. Is that a whole consideration? Excellent. Let me tell you how we shall do it. Let's get some two seats up front.
Rosemary, Alusa, Ashikhuvi, Murumba, a woman of immense faith, love, and unwavering dedication to her family, her community, and her life's calling. Rosemary's life journey, though now completed, leaves behind a legacy that will continue to inspire and uplift all who are fortunate to know her. Rosemary was born on 24th August 1960 in Kakamega to the late Dana Uyanga and John Bugalia, the firstborn in a family of 14 children. She was a loving and devoted sister to Patrick, Kevin, Nancy, and Phyllis. From an early age, Rosemary demonstrated a strong sense of responsibility, hard work, and an imputed faith. She was baptized in 1971 at Virembe PAG Church by Pastor Mark Keveri, marking the beginning of her journey as a Mokovu, a devout follower of Christ. Rosemary's academic journey began at Murumba Primary School, continued at Mandali Girls Secondary School in Nairobi, and culminated at Eastern University, where she pursued a degree in community development. Her education laid the foundation for her lifelong commitment to serving others. In 1979, Rosemary met the love of her life, Matthias Makoha. Their bond, rooted in love and shared values, led to their marriage in 1980. Together, they were blessed with 3 wonderful children, Annette Ofwete, Betty Makoha, and Herbert Makoha, and later with 3 cherished grandchildren, Muriel Ofwete, Maya Ofwete, and Kenzo Makoha. She was also a beloved mother-in-law to Chiga Lachien. Rosemary was not just a mother and a grandmother, but a nurturing figure to many, always offering love, guidance, and support.
Morning, everyone. My name is Murumba, and I'm Rosemary's first granddaughter. Her professional journey began at Ashikhuvi mission, where she worked diligently from 1982 to 2013. Upon her retirement, Rosemary turned her attention to her true passion, community service. With her heart devoted to helping the vulnerable, Rosemary established a nurturing environment for orphaned and underprivileged children. This vision inspired the foundation of the Russian Academy in Victoria, with an Alusa County. Under her leadership, the academy flourished, earning recognition as the best school in the region. She was especially proud when the school achieved the #1 position in the last KCPE examinations, with several students joining such as her. And Murumba, Pangani girls. Through her unwavering support, many children achieved A grades, and one of her students is now set to pursue medicine, a milestone that brought her immense pride and joy. Rosemary's passion for the things of God was unwavering. She dedicated herself to building places of worship, contributing to the construction of churches in Victoria, Eulogy, and as far as to Ghana. Her heart for her community led to her to encourage her family to establish a prayer center, which has since become a sanctuary of faith and hope. Through her guidance and vision, this prayer center continues to bring spiritual nourishment to the community she loves so dearly.
Rosemary's life was one of faith in action. She grew up under God, who instilled her values of hard work. The service. Her brother Ngaira fondly recalled Rosemary diligent and her deep commitment to the Lord. She lived as a testament to her faith, serving tirelessly and oath to Christ through her action. On the 13th January 2025, Rosemary completed her earthly journey while doing what she loved most, uplifting lives and building a brighter future for others. Though her smile is gone and her hand we cannot touch, her memory remains treasured in our hearts. As we honor Rosemary's life, we remember her as a beacon of light, a woman of extraordinary grace, and servant of God whose legacy the countless lives she touched. Good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7. May the soul rest in eternal peace.
For those who have done the eulogy, unless you're doing a tribute, we'll ask you to come back and sit, unless you remain behind for a tribute. Good. We have the four of us here. Who has the honor of starting? Betty? Yes, it has to be you. Please come.
Hello, everyone. Wow. I asked God for strength for this day. I think one of my prayer points was, God, if this is your will, I need you to give me strength and give my family strength so that we can be able to go through this. So for me, I'm going to share stories. I'm not really going to say much, but relate to you what my mother meant to me. So starting off, my mom is a very strong lady. So when I was in the UK studying, I remember there's another man who was bullying me, racist. And I remember I looked at him and I told him, you can't bully me, my mom will come here. Without her visa, even that Red Sea, she will cross. That was the kind of woman who loved us as her children. The way you see us three here, even if she's gone, we even laugh about it. We say, hey, mami nae. Because she was saying, anyone who comes after my children, even if I'm dead, I will rise up. That is her. So we were laughing with Mike and Annette the other day. But there's a story when I was very young, my mom was very sick. And I remember I rushed to the neighbors. She had pneumonia. Pneumonia was a thing before. If you had pneumonia, it was like you're going to die. And I rushed to the neighbor to call them so that they can take her to the hospital. And they did that. And in my small mind, remember I was in class 4. I go to the living room, I go down on my knees, and I decide I'm going to ask God for something for my mother that will take me time. Before I can accomplish it, she would have been given so many years to live. So I told God, if you heal my mother, just give me a mother time to stay so that I can buy her a red pickup. Now when I'm in class 4, buying a pickup, it's a lot of money. So I knew, this one, akufi sai, iya anaenda kukaa. So my mom used to joke about it and say, utanulia red pickup. But me, I'm saying, yeah, I'll buy. But to me, it was like a covenant with God. But as I grew older, I understood that life and death is not in our hands. It's with God. It's nothing to do with the red pickup. Because I was telling God the other day, yani we ulini let down. Yani ungengoja tu I red pickup. But then I came to understand the Bible. In the book of Deuteronomy, it says that I've given you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life. And that's what my mom would want for me right now and for my siblings. That as we move forward, we look at our lives and we do what she would have wanted us to do. We had conversations about her going. I would joke and say, Mami ukienda, sinitalia. Now look at me, I'm making jokes. She's laughing probably in heaven and thinking, now you. But she used to say, nikienda, maisha inaendelea. Unapambana, unangangana, unaishi maisha yako. That is what she would tell me. So yes, there's a spirit of mourning, you will mourn, but don't allow for the spirit of grief to overwhelm you. Because grief comes with a lot of things. It comes with depression, suicide, because you end up just doing radical things that God has not intended for you. So I believe now, yes, we are going to mourn, but life has to continue. What gives me confidence is my mom is in heaven. This was not the hand of the enemy. My mom was very prayerful. We declared scriptures. Psalm 91 says, with long life I will satisfy you and show you your salvation. If you read the Bible and you know God's word, you know God says the fullness of your days you'll fulfill. So whenever she used to say to me, hey, unajua nilikuwa mgonjwa karibu nikufe, I used to say to her, you will only go if God has allowed it to happen. And that is what God did. Because even for me, I was there when she was passing, and I was praying when she's inside the hospital, and I told God, the book in Mark, my friend and I, we were reading the Bible, and there's a story there about Mark, in the book of Mark, where the crippled man, I think it's in the Matthew or Mark, the crippled man says to Jesus, if it is your will, you will heal me. So I asked God, if it is your will, my mother will not go into the morgue. If it is your will. And God decided to show himself by taking her. So I have that confidence I'm going to see my mom in heaven. Now, I'm going to just share the last story. There was a pastor who was in Harambe. So he told his believers, please go out there and bring anything you do in your job. Bring it to church so that we can sell to each other and we can be able to raise some money. So rightfully, the tailor went and brought dresses. The farmer brought his goods from the garden. The saloonist brought hair. But this particular man, he used to make coffins. He brought the coffin to church. Akambia pastor, mimi nimeleta hii jeneza. Hii ni yangu. Pastor akamwambia, hii usinipe. Tafadhali mimi nitapeana 10,000 patia mwingine. Mwingine akipewa anasema mimi sitaki. Peana mwingine. Like that. And they ended up raising the money. What does that tell us? None of us is ready, but you ought to be ready. You need to pay attention to your life and to the purpose that God has placed upon you. Because that journey for us, We are all going to go through it. What matters, again, it brings me to the book of Deuteronomy. He has set before you life and death, blessings and curses. So the question is, what are you going to choose? My mother chose life, and she has lived her life to her fullest, and she's now with God in heaven. And if you read the Bible, the rich man and Lazarus, it's there evidently that she's resting in God. So I thank you all for coming, and I know she's very, very happy where she is. If I told her to come, I was telling Pastor McKenna, she wouldn't. No way. She's happy where she is. She will not come back here. So I'm really grateful that I had such an amazing mom. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming. It's really good to see your faces, and thank you for the support. For my end, I'm going to keep it short, but the most important lesson I learned from Mom was believing in God. And this lesson, I got to go through it when I was in class 8, sitting for my exams. I think that time, Betty was really, really sick. Alcom came with her at home, and she started praying. And every day when I was going to school, namwacha kiomba. Going to school, namwacha kiomba. Kirudi, nampata kiomba. And finally, there was a lady who came out of, I don't know where, from Tanzania. We've never met, we've never seen her before. She came, joined us in prayer, prayed, and just after that, Betty was healed. And it was one of those miracles, like if someone tells, if I look back in time, I say, Enya Mungu yuko. Because right now I see Betty, and I see that episode, and I see how Mom prayed paka sahi. It was a miracle, and for me, that was the greatest gift I got from Mom, like believing in God, trust in God, and everything will always go your way. So everyone can tell you, hey, hapa kuna hope, but Mungu yuko. And that's the biggest lesson, and I'd say thank you for Mom, for showing me the light. And that's all I can say for today. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nancy. Rosemary is my elder sister. She's the firstborn in the family, and I'm the lastborn in the girls. Coming from a bigger family, Rosemary took her leadership as the firstborn in the family. As we grew up, she always guided us. In fact, I think after her passing on is when I've started calling her name Rosemary. But I've always grown up calling her Mommy because she's the one who brought me up practically. When she got married, she took me when I was in lower primary, and she treated me as her firstborn daughter. In fact, what makes me laugh most is she's the one who gave me my first ear piercing with a thorn. She didn't even ask Mom, she didn't ask me anything. She just took a thorn and told me, weka kichwa yako hapa. Then she pierced my ears and told me, wacha zipone. But all in all, she has been a mentor in our family. She has been the gem in the whole family and community, guiding us, praying with us, and even leading us like the firstborn she was. She didn't choose